Hey everyone, it's Nate from theflycrate.com, and today we're going to be fly fishing for muskie. They are really the fish of 10,000 casts, so we're going to be covering the tactics, techniques, and flies to help you make more successful on the water. We're here with Fallen Timbers in Pennsylvania. He's got everything rigged up for us, so hopefully we get one in the boat.
Oh, this is just a straight 30-pound fluorocarbon, a steel leader. This is that Rio bite wire, and then that's to a 450 grain full sink. It works, it gets the fly down quick, you know what I mean? Gets it down where they need to be. This is a Scott Musky pike. It's a 9-foot 9 weight. The line is a SA full sink, and I think this is a 450 grain line if I ain't mistaken. And then I have these different spools that I put on here, like if you're fishing top water, you can pop the spools in and off, but it's same musky rig. It's a floating line or intermediate line, depending on the water conditions. Today we're fishing a deeper, fast-moving water, so a full sink is what we're using today. But 9, 10 weights, those are the rods that I like to use. But guys do use 11, 12 weights and heavier grain lines, but I feel like this is enough to get it done. I ain't never had one, boss me around with it. These are T-bones, and these are T-bone changers, articulated T-bone changers. And then here's all the river pigs, Pecorini tails. And then in this box, Bufords and regular old changers. And there's a couple gliders in there, a couple straight streamers. And then we got, some smaller stuff. And I like these big boxes because it don't mash your flies all down. So when you're fishing for these muskies, cast it out. And then what I do is I dip my rod tip in here pretty deep. And then it's strip, strip, strip. It don't have to be a real fast strip, but I like it to be a violent strip. And then you get that thing about 12 to 15 inches away from the tip of the rod. And that's so you got control in this figure 8. And you always got an 8. If you cast out and reel it in and don't do the 8, it's pretty much a wasted cast. But you cast it out, dip your rod, strip, 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 and you're coming in. And sometimes when you're coming in this clear water, I'll start dipping my rod a little deeper. So when the muskie's following that fly, he's not looking up. Because when the fly's coming back to the boat, it's raising in the water column. And when he's looking up, when the water's this clear, sometimes if he sees this raft, he'll spook off the fly. And then when you're in your 8, don't do sharp turns, long sweeping turns like this. You can take it deep, and then you can bring it up on the outside, run it down, just like that. So when they eat it, stripping it in, and I'm keeping my eyes focused like 3 feet to 6 feet behind the fly. I'm not looking at the fly. When you figure 8, right, my left hand's on the line. So I'm 8ing, and say one eats, I lift up on the rod and strip set at the same time. So I'm just strip setting and lifting up at the same time. And the reason I do this, it helps keep the fly down. But when you dip your rod tip like that, and then you can dip it down, I see it coming back to the boat there. And I go into the 8. If there's nothing there, I'll do 3, 4, 5 turns, because a lot of times the muskies will kind of lay back and they'll be watching it. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, that fish will appear and smash that fly. Muskies are in the middle just as they are over there. That strip, try to make it violent. Now if you strip, see where you're stripping? So if you turn and face the chair a little bit with your knee, it'll all pile up in that chair. See how you did that sharp turn? Big wide turns, because a muskie won't stay in it in a sharp turn. He can't get his body to do that. This is good, and you can take it deep because it's so clear. Just lean way over the boat. And it's nice when you're in the front because you could do what you're doing there, go all the way around like that.
I can feel that thing just rippling into the water. I can feel it. They must be able to hear that.
It's almost like cheating too.
So he could just pop out of nowhere.
Well, see, these muskies in this river are tricky. What they do is they'll follow you in. They'll lay down and watch you 8. They'll watch you figure 8. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, them stupid things come.
Yeah.
So the musky water, the water that I like to fish and where I always find the muskies, is like slower, flatter water. It's got a little bit of depth to it. It don't have to be super deep. It could be 6 to 8 feet of water, but slower, flat water. And then confluences. I fish a lot of confluences and catch a lot of muskie on confluences, like where creeks flow in. There's a temperature change in the water there. There's an array of bait fish there, so muskie love to hang out there. That's where other fish like to hang out, and muskie, of course, feed on other fish. So the confluences and big, flat, slow water, and you find a big enough pocket that's slow, muskies will be in there. They love structure. They're on rock ledges, fallen timber, you know, deadfalls, stuff like that. They hang around their ambush spots. They're kind of just like a bass in many ways when it comes to that, but yeah, that's the kind of water I usually target them on. Look for structure, look for deeper water, flatter water, a little slower, and then confluences. All confluences seem to hold.
Look at the giant one. Hold up. He just came to the top. Giant one. Hold up. He just came to the top.
I saw that.
He's giant. That's that one with the scars on his back. Nate, he's right below the boat.
It really is true. Muskie are the fish of 10,000 casts, and even then, you'll be incredibly lucky to even see one, let alone catch a muskie. One muskie for the entire day is a good day fishing. Even better when you can do a short cookout with some nice steak and potatoes. So to put it all in perspective, I fished 2 13-hour days practically non-stop. That's 26 hours of total fishing, casting heavy flies. I fished and fished and fished until it was dark and I still didn't get a single bite. And from what I'm told, that is completely normal for muskie on the fly. So don't expect to land one your first time. While we didn't catch any muskie, we did land a few really nice smallmouth bass, which kept spirits high, and it makes me even more hungry to land a muskie on the fly. I feel like I made 9,999 casts, and I just know that the next time I go out, I'll make that one cast that will land me my first muskie while fly fishing.